What is going on, you bunch of heathens? Now, there's no way I was going to do Diary of a Lost Soldier without doing the Lost Battalion. As y'all so helpfully pointed out that it was part of, more or less part of this song overall. So, here we are. The original is going to be linked below. As always, make sure you guys go check them out. And yeah, let's jump straight in. It sounds fucking great. God, 10 years old. God, I gotta say, I think this might be one of, if not my favorite ones by them, simply because of how, God, how would you say this? Unique it sounds. And I know a lot of that has to do with the, what would you call it? The war machine music or whatever they called it from the last video. But it really, really puts, like, emphasizes it here, and it makes it sound so good. Like, it really does. It's so nice. And I think that's one of the, probably something that makes it one of my favorites. Because it does. It just sounds so good. So good. God, this sounds this sound, I know this isn't it, but this sounds eerily like God, what was it? It was a, what was the battalion? The Texas, it was a battalion or like a unit, something like that, made out of people from Texas. And the Nisei during World War II came and saved them because they were like pulled up. And I want to say they also had their munitions dropped on the enemy, like their resupply. It's very reminiscent of that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is about World War I. It would make more sense to have it be about World War I, but it's just the visuals they're going for on this, because this isn't the... This is the one with the label that they originally put out. Then they have a newer one that they put out. I wanted to go with this one. The visuals they have back here, that's a Faust? A Panzerfaust, I want to say? Like, this is World War II, because that was also a King Tiger. I want to say. It was a King Tiger anyway. So, the visuals are really throwing me off a bit. God, yeah, this chanting part, I love it when they do arts like this, because the chanting sounds so fucking good. It is honestly probably one of my favorite parts whenever they do that in a song. Oh, damn. pictures from concerts. Hell yeah. That's a dope looking concert, by the way. Ah, that solo sounds amazing. Ah, this sounds so good. I don't have anything to say. I'm glad they really went hard on the chanting of this one because it's really good. Got a net. That song sounds amazing. I gotta know what it is. But I already have my next Sabaton picked out because he's been waiting. Not necessarily patiently, but he's been waiting. I see it every time I upload a video. So keep an eye out on that. You know who you are. We're going to jump over to the history portion now. So stick around.
I'm Indy Nidell.
And I'm Joachim from Sabaton, and this is Sabaton History.
And we are standing in the Argonne Forest where the Lost Battalion was lost during the First World War.
So let's find out more, shall we?
Oh, man. The Argonne is rough
are they going to do it all here? That'd be dope.
And it had been in German hands since the end of 1914. Now, in late September 1918, the Argonne was an important part of the strongest German position, the Hagenstellung. And as the Allies finally began to break through, it comes down to the Americans to push through that fortified maze of bushes and ravines. But the American forces had hardly any experience in this terrain, especially not the 77th Division. That division was mostly from New York, and they were former street kids, baseball players, thugs, gamblers, clerks, gangsters.
Yeah, they weren't really like, what would you call it? Like hunters, farmers who actually knew forests and shit. They were more street kids.
Bouncers, everything. And many were recent immigrants, men with Irish, German, Polish, or Russian heritage. Catholics, Protestants, and Jews. They were the most
all thrown together.
Imagine. And just before they were shipped
true
out to
melting
France,
pot.
In April 1918, they had been bolstered with men from the Midwest. They were truly an all-American division.
Hell yeah!
The Meuse-Argonne Offensive had been making progress, and despite heavy casualties, the Americans advanced several miles towards the Germans. By the end of September, the 77th Division stood deep in enemy territory. But progress was still way too slow for High Command's liking, and orders came to keep up the pace. As long as the official casualty list was still comparatively low, there was no need to stop. But for the men on the ground, this was easier said than done. Major
always
Charles
is.
Whittlesey,
It's always easier said than done.
The 77th complained to General Alexander, in overall command, that their flanks were constantly exposed, as the French forces on the left and the 308th Regiment on the right were not keeping up with them. That was indeed a major problem, because
that is a big issue.
It was easy to lose track of time and direction. Since they had no wireless radio, they had to rely on maps and compasses. Time and again, they had been surprised by hidden German machine gun posts, and German infiltration teams were constantly trying to outflank
some of those guys looked hella young.
Went too far ahead. More than once, Whittlesey's companies had lost contact with the forces on their flanks, right? General Alexander gave the strict order they were to go forwards, not backwards. Major Whittlesey wholeheartedly disagreed with Alexander, and he knew the reality of frontline combat better, but there was no point in arguing. So early
there was nothing you could do,
2nd,
unfortunately.
Whittlesey's battalion of roughly 550 men entered the forest, behind a creeping barrage where the German trenches were believed to be.
Oh no, they pushed ahead. They didn't have any supports on either side. And they get encircled.
As they marched forward, though,
oh no,
they noticed that the enemy was strangely silent. Here and there, terrified young boys and exhausted old men in dirty German uniforms came their way, surrendering without a fight. And hopes were high that Germany was finally coming to the end of its fighting capability, and breakthrough was close at hand. But once again, hidden machine guns and mortars opened up on them. Yet there was no continuous German line, just
like they were
small
thinking it
nests
was
of
going to.
resistance.
Yeah.
They pushed on until the evening and reached the top of a ravine where they suddenly stood at a major German strongpoint, but one without a single German soldier in sight. Maybe
oh shit!
General Alexander
What'd they
had been
fucking do
right all
then?
along. Maybe the Germans were truly broken and in full retreat. Major Whittlesey ordered his men to move along, though he had not heard from the commanders on his flanks for quite a while. What he could not know was that the Germans were by no means broken. He had simply found a hole in their front line. The French and the 308th had made only little progress, and the only ones really pushing forward right now were Whittlesey's 9 companies, and the Germans were about to notice.
Oh, that is incredibly unlucky.
By nightfall, the battalion had dug in on the side of a hill, and they arranged their machine guns around the perimeter. Major Whittlesey was then told that the men had heard German voices back from where they came. As daylight found them, so too did the German mortars. Whittlesey had around 500 men fit for action, too did the German mortars.
Is that a German mortar? It looks like it's being belt fed. I honestly don't know. That looks insane. She got a belt fed. I've never seen. If any of you guys know what this is, let me know. So I have no idea what this is. Hold up. Let me take a screenshot. I'm going to send it to my brother, see if he knows what it is.
Fit for action and had still heard nothing from his flanks. He sent out runners, and they thought they spotted German soldiers moving through the bushes. Now, Whittlesey had seen that before, the German infiltration tactics. So he sent out his strongest company, E Company. But were they really Germans out there, or friendly runners trying to reestablish connection? A voice came from the bushes. Americans? It asked. A private replied, yes, E Company. The response to that was a hail of hand grenades and machine gun fire. E Company was no more. The Germans had found them, and Whittlesey's worst fears had come true. He was cut off, and not even his carrier pigeons seemed able to find their way. And the German artillery was getting closer. Whittlesey was in a tight spot. He could pull back and make a break for the American lines, but he had a lot of wounded, and going back would mean leaving them out in the open.
Yeah, he won't leave them.
He had no idea how many Germans were there. He chose to stay. The Germans tested them, rushing from cover to cover, baiting the Americans to fire at them and reveal their positions. And German mortars caused heavy casualties. But the Americans had an advantage. They had German immigrants in their ranks who understood the carelessly shouted German commands.
Yo, that's actually so fucking lucky. Like, hey, what are they yelling? Oh, dude, that's so goated for them.
This foiled attacks until night fell. The pocket was shrinking, but still held. The water and food were running out fast.
That's really lucky.
On the third day, water and food had run out, and the men resorted to searching German corpses for food. Whittlesey and the other officers did their best to keep up morale, and in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of France, the New Yorker attitude still came through. Every German attack was met with defiance, and every insult was promptly returned. The 77th would not be cowed and would not give up. In the afternoon, the shelling intensified and crept dangerously close. Then it finally hit their positions. Huge artillery shells rained down on them. And
yo, that's a hell of a picture.
It was American artillery. Whittlesey hurried to his birds. None had returned, and there was only one left, the handler's favorite.
Dude. Fucking, that explains the friendly fire line. They're getting fucking shelled by their own men. Oh, God. What a shit position to be in.
Pigeon called Cher Ami. Whittlesey wrote,
Cher Ami.
Our own artillery.
Someone mentioned there's a full, not by Sabaton History, but there's I should check out a video on the pigeon.
A barrage directly on us. For heaven's sake, stop it. And his coordinates on a piece of paper, put it in an aluminum tube, and bound it to the bird's leg. All their hopes lay with this bird, and Cher Ami took off to the next tree, where she sat peacefully on a branch, watching the men who kicked the tree and threw stones at the bird.
Come on, Cher Ami! Come on!
Shelling continued, and even got worse as the Germans joined in.
Look at that stubby
Soon,
little thing.
German soldiers were breaking into the pocket, hurling grenades as they came down the slope. Now, had they intended to kill all of the Americans, they would probably have succeeded, but instead they tried to take prisoners. This gave the battalion a chance to fight back. Machine guns ran
Lucky.
hot. Soldiers fired at point-blank range from a wall of corpses, resisting capture once more, forcing the Germans to retreat. And night fell once again.
Chose not to surrender. They chose victory or defeat.
God, this song is so good. I love the war music in the background.
Unknown to them,
War machine
their
music.
story was getting attention. At first, politically, both American and German high commands knew that the destruction of the pocket would be a propaganda coup. The Germans could boast how superior their troops were, and the Americans would face political backlash back at home, and maybe even be taken out of the line. Both sides increased efforts to find them. As morning broke on the fourth day, Whittlesey and his men had no food, little ammo, and most of their machine guns were destroyed. The artillery barrage came back, but this time, it did not hit their position. Instead, falling on the Germans further north, Cher Ami had found its way to the American headquarters. With a shrapnel wound and a leg blown off, she had still given her coordinates to headquarters.
Good girl.
So now, American command knew where they were, but still didn't know their situation. In fact, Alexander was writing out orders that Whittlesey should resume the attack northwards.
Bro, I got no
Germans
fucking...
made
I
plans
can't.
to finally destroy the pocket. The next night, several groups of veteran stormtroops appeared at the front, ready to move in, but this time they would not take prisoners. Day 5. At midday came panicked shouts.
Oh, that's an insane photo.
A shower of grenades fell.
The photos they find are fucking cool.
Slope, while from the flank,
or insane, I should say.
Tore through the bushes. A violent melee began. Engulfed in smoke and flames, the pocket turned into a no-holds-barred brawl to the death. The Americans engaged the stormtroops with knives, clubs, and bayonets. Officers fired their revolvers at point-blank range. No quarter was given, no mercy was shown, and the Americans held. Barely, but they held.
That's the important thing.
Combat began. The men were exhausted, mentally and physically. The mood now was fatalistic, and many wrote their final letters, not expecting to come out of this alive. But the Germans sent in a letter of their own, asking for surrender. Whittlesey made clear there would be no surrender. High Command had sent out volunteers to establish contact. Many were intercepted by the Germans, but some eventually broke through and came in contact with the rest of the 77th Division, trying to fight its way through to the Lost Battalion. Finally, on the 8th of October, after 7 days of combat,
been a bit busy,
the Lost
boys.
Battalion was found.
They would never comply, they would rather die. Look through the blockade, they were finally saved.
Food and water were rushed into the exhausted men. From the 554 men that went in, 197 were killed, and 150 were either missing or captured by the enemy.
Oh, fuck.
Only 194 men walked out of the pocket under their own steam, but most of them were wounded. Nearly overnight, it became the biggest American story of the war. War reporters rushed into the scene and immediately interviewed the men, which is why we have such a detailed account of the fighting. Major Charles Whittlesey and 2 other captains would receive the Medal of Honor for their actions, and
Awesome.
Cher Ami was even awarded the Croix de Guerre. But all of the men
She deserves that
had
shit.
become heroes to the American public, and stories and books were written about them. They really became the all-American heroes of the war. And to this day, books, films, and songs are written about them and their stand as they have entered the realm
Says even today. What movie was based off of it?
of American legends. Okay, Lost Battalion, the song. What do you got?
Nothing.
Now, this is an interesting idea for a Sabaton song. How did you come up with the idea in the first place?
Well, you know, over the years, we've asked our fans from all over the world to give us ideas, send us emails or give us books and such.
Yeah, we've heard that
this
a
one is
bunch.
actually one of those stories. Many
Oh,
years
really?
back, a friend named Mike gave us a book called The Lost Battalion, actually.
So you guys do actually go through, like when people send you books and things, you do actually read them. And
Yes, I mean, not everything, obviously. We get a lot of books.
Yeah,
but everything that
obviously.
we think looks interesting and can be inspiration for a song. Over the years, I don't know how many thousands of emails we have got.
Yeah.
And I can honestly say we have read everyone, and they're all saved, except when you suggested Star Wars or such.
Okay, well, when they do their album Star Wars, we'll have to be on location for that too.
Come on. Do a fantasy novel. Do a fantasy album. Or sci-fi album. I don't care. Do it. We all want you to. Your fans are clamoring for it, bro. We want it.
Yes.
You can write in and ask if you want us on the ice planet Hoth or on the desert planet Tatooine when we film the Star Wars ones, because those will be fun to do.
Yeah, but it'll be far, far away.
But we know there's a cantina where we can get drinks.
Oh, yes, that's good.
Before I forget, I'll tell you what. In the description, there'll be a link to that book so that
Yep.
anybody, because you said it was good, yeah?
Very good.
And it inspired the song.
Yes.
Now, what about
That's
the
dope.
song itself? Is it just a traditional, straightforward Sabaton
No,
song?
this is very different.
No,
this
very
one
different.
actually has a new drum kit that isn't real. I had this idea, and I had it for many, many years, but it was never turned into a reality until now.
Okay,
And the kick drum
yeah,
is a machine gun.
okay,
The snare drum is a 9mm handgun,
yeah.
and this is kind of macabre, but the hi-hat is a bayonet going into flesh.
Can we hear some of that right now?
There it is.
Still
there
sounds
we
like
are.
an MW3
I love that when
remix.
that happens.
Yes.
I can also call down thunder. Never mind.
That was
No,
lightning.
it's really.
I mean, Thunder came
this
with it, I
idea
guess,
had-
so.
For a long time, and sound production-wise, it's a nightmare, you know.
Yeah.
So I basically took the sounds of these machine guns, 9mm guns, and everything, and I tested everything.
Yeah.
And I built. Obviously, this is computer-based samples, but I built a drum kit out of, well, sounds of death, I guess.
But that, I guess, it will bring home what these guys were actually facing. I mean, they're there for days. They're under fire, not just from the Germans, under fire from their own guys.
Yeah, and it's from that
That's
point of view,
probably
it's
one of the
really
scariest
One
parts.
of my favorite things, because finally a crazy idea I had actually worked out.
Now, I can't help but ask, how are you going to do that live?
We have done it live a couple of times, actually.
With stabbing someone with the bayonets repeatedly? to
Yeah,
get
yeah,
the
yeah.
hi-hat
Actually,
noise?
yeah. The problem is miking them up, you know.
Oh, yeah, because they go, ow, 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 ow.
Yes.
Just the bayonet noise. That's all we
Yes.
want.
You need to be quiet.
Use
No,
pig
but we,
skin.
actually,
Or
for that,
pigs.
Hannes is playing it live,
Yeah.
but it's triggered by samples.
Okay,
So
it's
he's
like that.
yeah, we have triggers on the drums. So when he's punching everything, it's still the sample drums we hear. We mix them with acoustic drums, so it's a mix there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
but,
cool.
yeah, it's played live because we don't want to put it on a drum machine when we have an awesome drummer, you know.
Well, that's
Makes
absolutely
sense.
True.
Uh-oh.
All right, everybody. That was Lost Battalion from The Last Stand, which came out a couple years ago. And if you don't know that one, you should definitely get that one. And you should also get the new one, The Great War, since we're here filming on locations from The Great War.
Yeah, that's it for today.
See you soon.
Dope. Always fun to watch them. I lost tracking because my phone overheated. That sucks. I don't remember the last time my phone actually overheated. So I guess I don't get tracking for the end of this. That kind of sucks. Let's finish this off. Yep, clap, clap, clap.
All right, everyone.
Really
As
fun.
you can see, we have put the effort on. It's time for you to do it. So become a Patreon and do it now, all right? And don't forget to subscribe to Sabaton, Time Ghost, and World War II. Hope to see you all on the road very soon because we are releasing a kick-ass album. So let's do this.
Oh yeah, what's this for? I'm assuming this is a music video. I wonder what it's for. I think it'd be fun. Give that bitch a like, because I did enjoy it. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe, check out the originals. And until next time, you guys take care of yourselves. See ya.